Okay, good afternoon all, and welcome to this Construct Innovate webinar on digital construction technologies. My name is Ciarán McNally. I work in the School of Civil Engineering in University College Dublin, and I'll be stepping in for Jamie today to chair this particular session. So today, the topic is digital project delivery, and for this we have two speakers who will be presenting today. First up, we will have Warren Judge, who's the Digital Project Delivery Lead for data centers with John Sisk and Sons. And following that, we'll have Dr. Houssem Jerbi, who's the Director with Smart PMO. Both will speak for about 15 minutes, and at the end, we'll have questions and answers. So if you have any questions throughout, do pop them into the Q&A function within Zoom, and we'll work our way through those at the end. So in terms of the webinar series, this is number 4 of these. There are 2 more coming up later on. I'll give a run through in terms of the upcoming events being organised by Construct Innovate. But for now, I'll hand over to our first speaker, Warren Judge, with John Sisk and Sons, who's going to speak, whose title is Digital Project Delivery, Path and Purpose. Warren, would you like to take over?
Thanks, Ciarán. Hello, everyone. Just a quick introduction. My name is Warren Judge, and as Ciarán said, I'm Business Unit Lead for Digital Project Delivery in John Sisk, particularly focusing on our data center business unit across Ireland, the UK, and Europe. I'm going to speak to you a little bit today about what we call DPD, Digital Project Delivery, a little bit about the path and the purpose and the journey we've gone on to get to where we're at today with DPD. So I think to get started, really, I did give you guys an overview of what digital project delivery is. And essentially, it's a digitization of all of our processes and how we enable our teams to work more collaboratively and use innovative technology. DPD for us covers 3 core enablers, being information management, building information modeling, or BIM, and our innovation and technology aspect of what we do. And essentially, why do we do it and what are the opportunities? So for us, it's really around, as I said earlier, the collaboration piece, how it impacts all of the work we do on our sites, and the opportunities that arise from it in terms of modern methods of construction, offsite assembly, coordination, leading more so in recent times into our net zero targets and energy and carbon emissions. So you can see with our DPD approach in Sisk, it sits across a number of pillars, and you can see some of the icons here which break down our three main enablers in terms of information management. We are ISO accredited, we have our field data capture tool, our common data environment for all of our information flow, some of the BIM aspects in terms of 3D, 4D, 5D, and 6D, and on in towards our data analytics and project controls, and also how that feeds into our MMC and DFMA journey. But our innovative technology, this is a huge and growing space, as a lot of you will know, in terms of, we're all using mobile devices nowadays. Dr. Houssem will speak later on about AI and its use on construction, but also in terms of our newly established geospatial department, and also how we operate drones for our reality capture and some of the innovative tools around mixed reality, augmented reality, and virtual reality. With our 3 core enablers, a big, I suppose, service that we wish to push out with our DPD function is that it sits and is a fundamental part of most areas of the business, whether that be our strategic projects, our other interests in terms of vision built and sensory facilities management, but also where it sits with design management, health and safety and quality, building services, as I mentioned earlier, geospatial, and our pre-construction teams as well. So the journey we would have went on to get to where we are today, it always hasn't been as smooth sailing as it's made out to be. But I think most people on the call will be aware that this digital transformation is a journey. Our clients are very aware and have been requesting BIM on data center projects for a long time. And I think from this, it was very pertinent on us in Sisk that we put some structure and governance around how we established our DPD function. Once this was established, we moved towards focusing on our accreditations, We are now ISO 19650 accredited, but for years gone by, we would have been PAS 1192 and BS 1192 accredited. Then following on from your accreditation and your structure and governance, it's really around raising awareness and upskilling staff and allowing the entire Sisk team to be able to come on this journey as well, and not just have pockets of excellence within the DPD team. It was very important for us as the team that we established a real baseline in terms of the skill set that all staff members needed to have on our DPD journey. And again, this goes back to, as we move forward into 2025 and beyond, it's kind of a case of continuous improvement. What are our offerings that we can increase our DPD offering? How do they support the business? How do they support our clients and help us deliver projects more successfully? Looking at our digital maturity model and our 3-horizon model, we did break this down into a number of phases. And you will see how it's broken down on the screen. I won't go into every one individually, but we decided to break them down into phases because essentially it kind of helped us to map out how we were progressing. And with this progression, it's probably fair to say that, you know, we would have some projects that might have elements of phase 4 and elements of phase 3, what others would have phase 2 with elements of phase 1 and elements of phase 5 ultimately as well. And I think having this phased approach to allow us to have a roadmap as to where we target, what our targets were in terms of DPD. And when we create our DPD strategy every year and sit down and roadmap the direction of travel for DPD, this is one of the things we would refer to quite a bit. So across our projects, you know, 3D, 4D, they would be common tools that we would use in terms of your common data environment or a unified information management platform. So you could see with geospatial as well sitting in phase 3, there are areas of the business where we would sit amongst different phases, and that's okay. So just a little bit about our digital project delivery team and some of the key stats that we have there. One of the, I suppose, the key stats two key stats actually that I would be particularly proud of is the diversity in the team. You're almost a 50-50 male-female split, but a very diverse team as well from across the world. And it's a growing team. So it's something that we're very proud of. We've recently, 2 years ago, launched our DPD graduate program, where we take graduates through the Sisk graduate program and early careers program. But this is more focused on our DPD team. And again, our links with government and industry bodies such as Construct, Innovate and Engineers Ireland. So it's a real win for us. One of our recently launched functions in the business would be our geospatial services. And this is a growing function which we're hoping to scale up across the business very soon. So in terms of giving you guys a little insight about one of our data center projects, where you'll see on the map there, near enough, the yellow line donates the line of the North Pole. So this project was an extremely challenging location where we delivered a data center in the north of Sweden. And just to give you a little bit of insight about the project in terms of the scale and the complexity of the project there. So there's just a BIM render that we've done, give you an overview. It's essentially a 4 data hall with an admin building and a central core area in the center of the building. Roughly about 6,700 tons of structural steel, 18,000 square meters of ducting, 10,000 meters of pipe work, all built what would be into the side of a hill before we'd done a large earthworks construction minor project there to be able to get the building pad ready. And what the digital project delivery journey looked like on that project, essentially, we started out early in the pre-construction stage on that project. And what we looked to do was across our digital project delivery strategy, we looked at, okay, what did it look like from a pre-construction stage and a construction stage into handover? So to be able to break that down, we are looking at initially in your pre-con stage, defining what your DPD strategy is going to be. And how that might look is, how does that feed into the business strategy? So from a Sisk perspective, then you're looking at how it looks like from what are their client requirements from a DPD perspective, and how do we map those into the project for success for the Sisk business and for our client. Moving then on to procurement, and why this stage of it is important for us to have a really robust DPD strategy, we need to ensure that our supply chain, our client, and our Sisk team are all aware of the procedures and processes that we need to have in place for success on the project. So again, when we're onboarding our supply chain, do the supply chain understand what the scope is that they're being asked to deliver from a DPD's perspective, mainly focusing on information management and BIM. And with this, we would be able to assess their capabilities and come back with an assessment as to whether they have the skill set to deliver the job. Once this process has been completed, we move to an onboarding stage. And with the onboarding stage, we can further define some of the scope. At this point, we would have all of the standards, methods, and procedures mapped out for the project, including our own team and our supply chain. We can start to look at resourcing the project and what technology essentially may be used. Probably one of the most important stages on the project for us from a DPD perspective in terms of construction would be the coordination stage. So what we would always try and do is build it in a digital environment before we ever build it, before we build it physically. And that for us gives us a way to be able to verify, freeze the BIM model, verify it. Essentially, that's what goes to print and that's what goes to the construction site. So the guys on the site have an accurate design, which once they build to, will hopefully avoid any reworks on site. And again, it feeds into our DFMA and MMC strategies. Then as we move forward into our client expectations, this is an area that's really ever growing from a client perspective in terms of what data do they need at the end of the job from an operations and maintenance point of view. Is there, for example, a COBE deliverable in terms of an asset information model and so on? And it's just being able to map this out and have it as part of our strategy on the project. Just as I said earlier, everything doesn't always go smoothly. We've had a lot of ups and downs in terms of our DPD strategy over the last decade. Huge thanks must go to the Sisk team, our clients, all of our supply chain, our trade partners for, I suppose, buying into what we've been trying to do with our DPD project delivery team. So it is something that's continues to improve. We're always looking to see what ways we can help our teams and so on. But it has been a journey, but one we're very thankful for. And just, I suppose, some of the successes we've had during the 10 years, we've been lucky enough to pick up some major awards globally and locally on our projects, be that Irish Building Design Awards, the ICE Awards, and some of the Autodesk AEC Global Construction Awards there. And I'm proud to say that 2 of our data center projects have picked up 2 of those global Autodesk awards in recent years. Moving on to our purpose and what it was, our digital vision is, as we move forward as part of our current business strategy. So we are looking to kind of continue to develop our digital transformation strategy. It puts our people at the core of it. And ultimately, that's where the successes come from a digital transformation perspective. It is the people that help drive this, and they'll be the ones that make it successful on our sites and our offices and so on. We're looking to be more of a data-driven organization, and we'll put our roadmaps in place for our technology of the future. With our digital transformation journey then, as part of our Breaking New Ground strategy, essentially we broke our digital transformation strategy down into 4 key priority areas with 9 key deliverables. They were focusing on people and cultural change, our DPD approach, as I mentioned, our data-driven organization, and what our technology roadmap looked for the future. So again, if I was to focus on some of the key pillars under those key priority areas, our digitally enabled talent in terms of our own staff and what that looks like, a digital by default approach so that we do have a digital service offering for every project and what that might look like. With our data and insights and knowledge management service, that's an area of the business that has grown under Alex Coles, who heads up our data and insights and knowledge management function. And that's a very, very growing area within the business. And then with our digital technology and roadmaps, like our enterprise architecture and data models, and targeting kind of some of the key technology as it comes through over the coming years. And it is a very a very buoyant market in terms of construction technology at the moment. So it is something that we try to move carefully through, selecting the right products that bring value to our project teams at all times and with their feedback. So that's all I have today. Thanks for listening.
Great, thanks Warren, bang on time. Okay, our next speaker is Dr. Houssem Jerbi, who's the director with Smart PMO. So Houssem, would you like to share your slides?
All right, thanks, Kieran. Hi, everyone. My name is Houssem Jerbi. I am from director and founder at Smart PMO. We are on a mission to solve the problems, the huge and global problems of delays and cost overruns and poor productivity in construction projects. And our vision is to transform what's controllable in construction project management. So a bit of background about myself. I started my career with a PhD in artificial intelligence, and then I worked for more than 17 years in the AI space, leading international AI transformation projects with multinationals like Facebook, and then different consultancies across the globe, across different industries. I am also involved at the moment in different government initiatives, especially including Build Digital Project, and then different other initiatives led by Enterprise Ireland, including, for example, the Construction Cluster Ireland. So Smart PMO is an AI company, Irish AI company based in Dublin, but we're working with clients globally in around 8 different countries. So we've been in business since 2017, and we've built an AI platform that helped de-risk and optimize the performance of large construction projects. And we've won a couple of awards for that platform. So our team include AI experts from Facebook, Google, Oracle, but also international construction subject matter experts that are bringing domain expertise to the company. So this is the problem we're solving. So maybe everyone on this webinar is familiar with these numbers about global projects, delays and cost overruns caused by project complexity, inadequate current risk management methods, and so on. And we are using AI to solve these problems. So we've built a platform that has include proprietary AI algorithms that learn from past projects and then use these learnings to predict risks and outcomes. And the key thing here is that AI learn at very granular level, and then it will transfer the knowledge with while taking into consideration different project nuances. All right, so actually the way it works, first step, you connect your historical project data, and then once the platform will customize the algorithms and models to your data, then you can explore insights, predictive insights, depending on the current stage of the project. So you get access to a web application where you see these insights just on a push of a button, and then you can deep dive to go more into details, see evidence, and so on. So this AI solution help both owners and contractors, but also consultants, to first provide a centralized and one of the source of truth reporting about schedule, cost, and resources at portfolio, project, and milestone level. So it automates data ingestion from different tools like Primavera P6, Microsoft Project, Asta Power Project, and then it automates all the data cleaning, anomaly detection, and so on. Data security, and then it provides customized PMO dashboards to your teams. then the more AI-focused modules are related to the predictions, which actually provide, depending on the stage of the project, whether it's planning, it will help with tender analysis or provide bid assistance to the contractors, tender analysis to the clients. It helps with contractor or subcontractor scoring, portfolio prioritization and optimization. Then when projects move to the construction phase, it will predict the end date and risks. It will help with assessment of project changes and make better decisions and optimizations when project changes happen. And then also it helped to provide a holistic view at the portfolio level in terms of risks and outcome prediction. Once the project is finished and the owner or the contractor would like to have a transparent view on what went wrong, why, and so on, this AI can automate what we call postmortem analysis by analyzing the as-built and baseline schedule with other data, and then it will generate through LLMs and generative AI post-investment review report that says what are the variances between the initial scope and what's been delivered, what went wrong, why, what were the main risk events that had impact on the milestones, the delays, and so on. So this is what our AI typically achieves based on now 6 years of experience implementing AI across different industries, including infrastructure, roads, tunnels, bridges, data centers, pharma, and so on. So, typically on a project, just to put it simple, a project of 100 million euros with AI, you can deliver it roughly at 96 million only with 4% cost saving. And then also it can, if the project will take 12 months, it will help deliver it in 10.5 months only with 12% reduction in duration. And it also help increase the delivery certainty and reduce most of the PMO workload tasks. So this is an example from the implementation of our AI with Ministry of Transport in Saudi Arabia. So that was implemented for predictive controls of the projects and risk management. So this was applied to 312 projects of different sizes, different level of complexity, and different types in terms of new build, large maintenance of roads and bridges. And as you can see here, the results were impressive in terms of cost saving, saving days on the project, reduction in contingency budget. And this is another example now with a contractor where they have applied this for for bid assistance for data center tenders. So they have applied this to a couple of bids in order to analyze the draft schedule that their planning team came up with, identify the areas of risks and the opportunities to save days within the tender, run different scenarios of optimization. And this, for one bid only, the AI was able to identify, predict, and mitigate 75 risk activities, which are not critical path activities, and then leading to avoidance of up to 5 million cost, and then reduction of duration by 156 days. So talking about AI in construction, over the last 6 years, we've always got these different kind of questions from our clients. We have no data, or we don't have enough data. So our answer is usually if you are using either Primavera P6, Microsoft Project, Power Project, Asta, so you do have data. Now our AI that we've built can work with schedule data only or schedule and cost data. So data is always there. Maybe it's more about dark data that's being generated, saved somewhere, but not efficiently used to generate intelligence or insights, but data is always mostly there. Then the other thing that we hear from clients is, it's challenging to gather or prepare data for AI. The answer is no, because for example, at Smart PMO, we've built automated APIs that connect to Primavera P6, Power Project and Microsoft Project, and automatically extract and integrate data for analysis. Data quality's barrier is something that a lot of people think, which is true, but sometimes it's not. It's not fully true, because any good AI technology include a robust pre-processing step where data quality is checked and then dealt with, meaning that some of the data will go through filters of data quality, and some of the data points will be dropped if they don't meet the filtering or the data quality criteria. So they're not used for the AI modeling and the AI system. Our data is not standardized, which is true. Most of the construction data, especially when it comes to schedule data, is not standardized. But AI, AI learn at granular level, and a good AI technology should be able to learn from data that has different structures, and then that leads to the next one, which is every construction project is unique. So AI cannot really learn from past projects. And the answer here is AI doesn't expect to have like-alike projects, very similar projects. For example, the AI that we've built learn at the activity level. So it's like the way Google Maps learn from road segments, and then it will generate a route for directions for you. So our AI learn from the activity level, and then it will generate project level predictions and experience, taking into consideration project nuances. And then it can deal with non-standardized data, because it can deal with project schedules with different structures, with different naming conventions, coding, and so on. The last one here on this slide is why we should use AI if we are already using QSRA or current other risk management tools. QSRA, that's quantitative, schedule risk assessment methods. So these methods always rely on human input and opinion, which is mostly driven by human bias and guesswork. So AI will help take out or remove the bias from the input, and identify risk events based on past experience from other projects. So for example, so typically AI will be able to identify risk events that are not detected by QSRA and planning teams. For example, risk events that are not on the critical path, or black swans, and so on. So where should we start in terms of the AI adoption? We've learned from Warren about the digital transformation or the digital journey. AI also is a journey. It's not a once-off project, and it needs a good planning and a good vision. So first thing, my advice to clients is start with a clear strategy and a vision to have an AI that will create real value to the business, and it's not a nice to have tool. And then you have to start somewhere. There are lots of opportunities for AI, but you need to prioritize areas based on business cases, and then involve very early in the process different teams in the business in the planning and strategy step. And then also you need to discuss and address barriers early, all type of barriers, including trust, legal barriers, integration with existing systems, and so on. And you need to know early that AI is a journey. So it will need continuous improvement. So think of a baby. So it's born, and then you feed it, it will grow, you raise it, you keep feeding it, educating it, it will be growing, and so on. So just to finish here, with lots of potential of AI and great, case studies about the impact and the potential, we always have this question: does it really work? Or how do we build a trusted AI? So the answer to does it really work is seeing is believing, right? So what I would suggest, and this is exactly what we implement in Smart PMO with any client we work with, are two kind of steps in terms of making sure AI is working for the business and it's generating business value. One is offline before even they bring our AI to their live projects. So say if they've got historical project data, we leave out some of the projects, and then we take, out of 20 projects, we take 18. We customize our AI to those 18 projects. We typically ask for the baseline or the earliest plan they have and the latest schedule they have for the as-built. And then once our AI is customized and ready, so we take the baselines from the projects that were left out, which our AI doesn't know, and our AI will generate predictions that the client can compare to the actual outcome, which again, our AI doesn't know. So that's one step. But then when they include AI on a live project, whether for bid assistance, tender analysis, for project controls, planning, prediction of risks, prediction of outcome, and so on. So it always comes with an AI, we call it value assurance module, where we keep collecting data from the live production environment and measure the AI system performance, but also we define business KPIs that link our AI to the actual business value of the client, and we generate consistently reports that are shared with the executives so they can see what AI is bringing to their business on a monthly or weekly basis. So that's us. We are, that wasn't meant to be a demo session, but we're happy to provide you with a demo if you reach out to this address. And we're also, looking forward to work with more Irish contractors or owners. So if you have any project with a risk of delay, cost overrun that's ongoing or happening soon, or if you have a bid you want to win, reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks, Kieran.
Great, thanks, Houssem. Okay, so two very interesting presentations there.